Hi everybody, welcome to Linda Tina TV. Today I feel compelled to talk about something I find very interesting, and that's the different standards of beauty around the world. So I'm from Africa, Uganda, and I'm living in Europe, Italy to be specific. And I found that what is considered beautiful back home is totally different from what is considered beautiful here in Italy, Milan. In Africa, when you talk about a beautiful woman, the picture is a curvy woman with a tiny waist and a big behind. In Europe, on the other hand, they lean more to slim, skinny, and lean type of physique, which is interesting because in Africa, when you're really slender, people are gonna ask you if you're having some problems, if you're eating well, they're gonna try to feed you more. Before I lived in Europe, I never really considered myself on the bigger side because back in Africa, I was skinny or, an average girl. Here, when I go shopping, I find that the clothes I buy are on the bigger side, which means that here, skinny and smaller is more popular than bigger. Also in Europe, a more toned and firm body, talking about Serena Williams kind of thing, is preferred than the shaky, flabby kind of body, which in my country would be considered more feminine. Toned, firm body to us in Africa is not very feminine. Another standard of beauty in Europe is the hair. Straight, long hair is beautiful. Kinky afro hair, not so much. I know how ironic that sounds to talk about straight hair beauty standards in Europe, and I'm wearing a straight hair weave. Well, I just wear my weaves like this because I love the look and I also find it more manageable. It's not really trying to fit into an European beauty standard, just to be clear. In Africa, we embrace different types of hair. So we have the kinky, the afro thing going on. I have realized that when I have my hair straight and long, I get more compliments than when I have my weaves out and I have my whole afro thing going on, the nappy hair, the kinky kind of thing. I get less compliments than when I have my hair straight. That's a clear sign that this is considered more beautiful. Europeans also go easy on makeup, so they usually have their makeup subtle and more laid back compared to back home where we're really catching up with the makeup craze. Watch my previous video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just to show you how different standards of beauty are around the world. You see my gap, the one in my teeth? In Africa, that is a sign of beauty, and it has been for the longest time. When you have a gap in your teeth, you're gonna get compliments on how beautiful you are. Well, in other parts of the world, Europe, where I live, it's a bit odd. I had a kid ask me, did you lose a tooth? Anyway, that was a child just being a child. But many times people have asked me, do you want to close it? And you can see they find it odd or unusual. So, different standards of beauty. After all that said and done, another thing that you'll find very interesting is that there are features that are typically African, if I can put it like that, like full lips, that out here are being embraced now. So people are getting surgeries to have fuller lips in America. So many people are getting surgeries to have a rounder behind. So these trends are gonna keep changing. Like one time it's in, one time it's out. We shouldn't try to fit into these different standards of beauty because you know what? Some of them have totally nothing to do with us. I mean, talk about the blue eyes, talk about the straight hair, talk about the pointed nose. These are not features that are typical of Africa, for example, where I come from. So for me to try and fit into that beauty standard would be unfair to myself, would be stressful to me. And so I think it's important that we embrace beauty in a version that makes us feel good, in a version that makes us feel ourselves. I know it's difficult to feel beautiful when we have the beauty industry throwing all these images of beautiful women in our faces. We can't run from it. But you know what? When you feel good about yourself, You won't even care what the rest of the world thinks, because you already feel good and you don't need anyone to tell you you are beautiful, because you know what? You know you're beautiful, and that's what's important. I will be honest with you. When I had just moved to Europe, I felt the need to fit into this Italian standard of beauty. So to have my hair looking a certain way, to be a certain body size, and this is only human. But then I stepped back and thought, no, this is not necessary. You know what's important? Loving yourself. When you love yourself so much, you put out a really positive attitude, and people have nothing else to do but love you just the way you are. And then you don't have to fit into any standard of beauty, because you know what? One person is gonna like this, another person is not gonna like it. One person is gonna like your face, another person is not gonna like it. So you can't try to fit into this standard of beauty that is different for everybody. At the end of the day, love yourself. I hope you enjoyed that. I really want to hear about the different standards of beauty in different parts of the world, how you're perceived, how you deal with it. Just leave everything down in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, there's a red button there. Don't forget to click it. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.